Good evening, families. Tonight, we are going to present you our parent university about specialty pathways. You have a community of panelists who will share information about the pathways that are offered here in the Martin County School District.
Okay, welcome. We're going to get started right away. Thank you for being here. We are so happy that you're able to join us tonight. We wanted to go over our agenda and give you some insight as to what our hour together will look like. So we're going to start off with a welcome and some introductions. We want to explain so that everybody feels comfortable with what is a specialty pathway, and then why should I be interested in a specialty pathway for your student. So we'll go over that. We're going to introduce you to some elementary specific pathways, middle, and our high school specialty pathways. We're also going to give you a quick overview of how you can apply if you're interested in a specialty pathway. And then we have a special presentation from each of our three high schools. Jensen Beach High School, Martin County High School, and South Fork High School are with us tonight. And they're going to showcase and give you some insight as to the programming that occurs in their school to pique your interest about helping your student choose a pathway that's best for them. We will have question and answer session. At the end, we encourage you to ask questions in the Q&A that is set up for you on the top of your screen in this meeting. And what we will do is we will answer your questions at the end of the presentation. Our goal is to answer most of your questions during the presentation. So whatever still needs to be addressed, please hang on because we will get to all of your questions at the end of the night. So thank you for being here, and we are going to jump right in. As I mentioned, tonight's presenters are from each of our three high schools, and we also hosting the session tonight. We have our Director of Innovation and Choice, Lana Barros, who will be on in just a moment talking to you. My name is Danielle Farrell. I'm the Coordinator of Innovation and Choice, and also with us tonight is Jessica Warren, who is our Career and Technical Education Coach. And we also have Tisha Freeman from our team, who is our dual enrollment coach. So we're happy to be here. The specialty pathways is our work. It's work that we do each and every day to help our students become future ready in the Martin County School District. And we're excited to be on this journey with you as parents and families of our county kids. So we also have our three high schools tonight that will be presenting. We have representation. Our principals are here, our assistant principals are here, and our coordinators and specialty teachers and specialists are here to help us through some of those specific programs that they're going to give more information to us about tonight. So thank you everyone for being here. Over to you, Lana.
Hi. So yes, this slide highlights the essence of the specialty pathways in Martin County School District. These pathways are thoughtfully crafted to reflect the rich diversity of our community, ensuring that students find a place to grow and thrive in any school that they choose to attend. Our goal is to attract, retain, and prepare students for success by aligning their educational experiences with the district's strategic plan of future readiness. Through these pathways, we're equipping our students with the skills and knowledge they need to confidently navigate the future, whether it leads to higher education, a career, or both. Danielle, hold on, you're muted.
So why a specialty pathway? What can this do and how can it help your student? Well, our ultimate goal is to make our students ready for the world that's ahead of them, empower them to be future ready. So here we have an example of a student who's been with us since kindergarten. This student started elementary school at Pinewood Elementary and also got to experience Seawind Elementary and moved on the class of 2017 in fifth grade. As this student began their elementary career, they realized within them that they were very artistic. They liked to be creative. They enjoyed baking. And they really had this love for Disney, living in Florida and having it so easily accessible to them. They started to create this passion, and it was through everyday hobbies and skills that it started to grow. As this child moved to middle school, we saw a continued interest in sports. We saw them take a chance in band using that creativity, and that love for Disney continued through middle school and started to explore some different pathways. As they entered high school, they realized they had still a love for baking and was able to experience culinary through one of our high schools, Martin County High School. And then that grew into the creativity for exploring marketing and really understanding they had a business sense and they wanted to learn more. So after a year in culinary, they were able to move into a CTE course, a career and technical education course offered at Martin County High School as well, that talked about sports, recreation, and entertainment marketing. This is when their skills, this child's skills really began to flourish, and we saw interest in clubs. They joined the DECA Club, which is all about entrepreneurship and growing leadership. This student became dual enrolled and was able to take advantage of some opportunities there, all the while being in an AVID program, which supported advanced coursework. So I'm happy to say this is my daughter, and she was able to graduate with honors and fulfill her dream as a post-secondary experience at the Disney College program. So she is there, dual enrolled in IRSC, continuing her journey, taking advantage of all that we have to offer her, and with that future readiness and being ready for what the world has for her. So we are super proud of her. But when we were thinking about like why do this, she's a perfect example of how she's grown from K-12 all here within the Martin County School District and is ready for whatever life brings her. She just graduated, so she's just starting her journey, and we're really excited. So specialty pathways are great for kids to realize who they are, to realize what makes them tick, what their passions are, and we have such an advantage here in the Martin County School District to really make this happen for our students.
So now we are going to introduce to you the different levels of pathways. So we do have 4 schools that will be on the early application for elementary school specialty pathways. Specialty pathways at the elementary level are actually deeply woven into the culture and daily life of each school. These pathways are designed to create an environment where curiosity and exploration thrive. These pathways lay the foundation for lifelong learning and future success. There are many benefits and they're multifaceted. Of course, they foster curiosity and exploration, encouraging students to ask questions and engage in the world around them. They build a growth mindset, helping students develop resilience and the belief that effort leads to improvement. They increase engagement and motivation, making learning enjoyable and meaningful. They provide hands-on learning opportunities, allowing students to connect theory with practice through real-world applications. They promote a sense of community, bringing students and teachers and families together. And most importantly, they develop future awareness, helping students begin to see how their passions and skills might connect to careers and opportunities in the world beyond school. This approach ensures that even our youngest learners are inspired, supported, and excited about their education. As students transition to middle school, specialty pathways become more defined through intentional course offerings that directly align with each school's unique focus. These pathways, this provides students with opportunities to explore their interests and begin shaping their educational journey. The benefits of these pathways at the middle school level are significant. They support early career exploration, giving students a glimpse into potential future careers and helping them identify their passions. They also increase engagement and motivation, connecting what they learn in the classroom to real-world applications. So we do have 5 middle schools. This slide shows 2 of them, and our next slide will show the other 3 middle schools and their specialty pathways. And let me just share a little bit more about the benefits here. These pathways in middle school also enable informed decision making, empowering students to make thoughtful choices about where they go to high school and the programs they choose in high school. Students benefit from hands-on learning opportunities, engaging directly with the content in practical and meaningful ways. They get to enjoy collaborative assignments that encourage teamwork and development of communication skills. And most importantly, these pathways provide a seamless continuation of a program of study into high school, ensuring students are well prepared to deepen their learning in their chosen fields. By the time students leave our middle schools, they have a stronger sense of direction and purpose, setting the stage for success in high school and beyond. Finally, that brings us to our high schools. So as you can see at the high school level, students in Martin County have access to a wide range of specialty pathways offered across all of our comprehensive high schools. These pathways provide robust opportunities for students to explore their interests, develop specialized skills, and prepare them for their future. One of the unique advantages of our high school programs is flexibility. Students can participate in more than one pathway program, provided their schedule allows. This ensures they can pursue multiple passions and gain diverse experiences that align to their aspirations, similar to the student that we shared earlier. Our specialty pathways reflect the breadth of opportunities available in the Martin County School District, from advanced academics to career-focused programs, empowering students to personalize their educational journey. So now you're probably wondering, how do you apply? So before we get deep into our high school programming and the unique benefits each one offers, we want everyone to know, especially because we probably have elementary parents all the way through high school, how to apply. It's very simple. It's a 3-step process. So starting on December 1st, step 1 is log into the Parent Focus portal. So you can see we did a little snippet right here. When you log into the Parent Focus portal, under your child's name, you will see the options for your child. And the Specialty Pathway Application 2025 is listed. So that would be step 1. Step 2 is you complete the application. So completing the application is simple in the sense that all the demographic information will already be auto-populated into the application from your Students Focus account. And then beneath that demographic information, this is a very important component. If you are a Martin County School District employee, this is where you would mark that and put your employee ID. And if your student has an individual education plan or an IEP, this is where you would denote that information. From there, the next section of the application lists the specialty pathways that are available out of your child's home zoned school. So you will only see programs that are offered outside of their home zone. If you're trying to choose a program in your zone school, you would simply do that by requesting it with your counselor when you're setting up the schedule on your request form. This specialty pathway is for out-of-zone students, so you will only see those choices, and you have an opportunity to select up to 3 programs. So that's step 2. Then the final step is completing and submitting. So all you will do is hit submit and we will receive your application. You could submit in print and that will also launch us to receive your application, but it would allow you to print your answers for yourself. As a parent, you can always return to your parent focus portal and see the status of your application. This is also something important to share. Parents, there will be a place that you can upload supporting documents. So for those students who have an IEP who are not currently enrolled in one of our schools, this is where that would be a location where you would want to add that IEP so it could be reviewed to ensure that your child's needs can be met in one of our specialty pathways that they are applying to. So the how to apply truly is as easy as 1, 2, 3. And I think we have Jensen Beach High School up next to talk to us a little bit about what makes their school so special and why you may want to choose the specialty pathways there.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lori Vogel. I'm the very proud principal at Jensen Beach High School. This year, we had the opportunity to remodel our media center and turn it into an innovation center, which is leading the way for our school at this time for all of our specialty programs, which we are calling TEAL. TEAL stands for Technology, Engineering, Entrepreneurship, the Arts, and our Learners. In our specialty programs, we have architecture, civil engineering, and geometrics. We have engineering, entrepreneurship, marketing management, and entrepreneurial principles. We also are encompassing all of that with our fine arts and performing arts programs because we believe that a well-rounded student participates in STEAM activities, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So we have all of those programs. And the goal for all of our students that come through our school is that they will all take part in the critical thinking and the skills that go with being an entrepreneur and being part of our tech program and our TEAL academies. So that is the overview of our school. And then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Connolly, our assistant principal for curriculum, to talk about our career academies at Jensen Beach High School.
Thank you, Ms. Vogel. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'd like to start by going over some of the benefits of participating in our career academies. Most of our career academies are either 3 or 4 years of the coursework that the students matriculate through. They all have an industry certification that's recognized within the industry. There's also the availability to earn articulation credits with IRSC for completion of certain programs. There's also the Bright Futures option with the Gold Seal scholarship that is for vocational classes, as well as career technical student organizations and competitions that take place outside of the regular school day. We're also very excited to reintroduce work-based learning or on-job training, where some of our older students who have gone through all of our coursework and are now employed within the areas in which they are studying get credits for getting jobs in those areas. And then we also provide them support in conjunction with their bosses and making sure that the students are not only qualified, but they're working well within those industries and have the opportunity for advancement moving forward. Our Career Academy programs that we offer, the first one is in aerospace technology. We offer that in partnership with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. We also have an Air Force Junior ROTC, our architecture, civil engineering, and geomatics, which is our drafting program. We also offer a digital video production that puts on a daily news show for our campus. We also offer engineering and process and manufacturing, entrepreneurship that encompasses the incubator program, which is similar to like Shark Tank, where our students create products and have a pitch night where we try to get our products selected. Then we also have our health science nursing assistant program for our CNA certification. We also offer hospitality, tourism management, which obviously is a very big industry in our area. We are now in our second year of offering our marketing, management, and entrepreneurial principles program that we're looking forward to building through the next couple of years. Next, I'd like to introduce Alyssa Hawkinsmith to talk about our AP Capstone program.
Thank you, Mr. Connolly. My name is Alyssa Hawkinsmith. I'm the AP Capstone teacher at Jensen Beach High School. So a little bit about the Capstone Diploma. It was designed to complement other AP courses. So there's no fixed content in AP Capstone. It's really student-led and student-designed. But the skills that they learn in AP Capstone will complement all of the other AP classes that they take. So it is an interdisciplinary approach, and it's aimed at developing the skills that they're going to need for collegiate success and success in the workforce as well. The courses were designed by college professors in order to meet those needs. And so the program really is a high school long program. They begin by taking AP Seminar in either 10th or 11th grade. And then they follow that up the following year with AP Research, either in 11th or 12th grade. If they take those two courses along with 4 other AP exams and pass all of those, they graduate with their AP Capstone Diploma, which is a competitive diploma with the ACE Diploma and IB Diploma as well. They can also take just Seminar and Research, and they can earn the AP Seminar Research and Certificate. It looks really good on your college applications, but really those skills of critical thinking, research, reading, writing, all at the college level are really going to propel them into being really prepared for that next step. So I'm going to turn it back over to Mrs. Vogel.
Thank you, Mrs. Hawkinsmith. As we conclude with Jensen Beach High School, because I think our time is almost up, I just want to emphasize that at the heart of everything we do at Jensen Beach High School is our student voices. Our students help us make decisions regarding schools, activity, culture, and spirit. Everything we do on our campus is about our students. It is a student-driven campus. So I just want to put that out there so that you know that when you are deciding to make decisions. And I also want to put it out there that myself, Mr. Connolly, and or Mrs. Hawkinsmith will be available to answer any questions via email or via telephone down the road. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Martin County High School. I believe that is here. Mrs. Cezak, their assistant principal for curriculum, is going to speak to you next. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Lori. Just like Jensen, Martin County High School and South Fork High School, we provide robust opportunities for all students to have success, not only on our high school campus, but to have success beyond high school. We like to think of ourselves as maximizing your experience when you're here. There used to be an old Burger King commercial that said, "Have it your way." And we feel like at Martin County High School, we offer so many opportunities that students are able to have it their way. You can participate in our academic programs, as well as at the same time participate in our CTE programs and in our art and fine art programs. We have such a great school spirit, being the longest, the number one, the high school that's been here the longest, the original high school. We have such a culture of community here, from parents and family members, that it still embodies in there that Tiger way. And so we are so excited about sharing some of the specific things that we have, including our Cambridge ACE program. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Sawchuk. She is our academic coordinator, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about the Cambridge program.
Hi, everybody. So with our Cambridge program, students who are interested would apply, and over the course of 3 years, they would take 7 ACE courses and 7 ACE exams that correspond with those courses. The goal of the ACE program, it is an international program designed to create global citizens, students who can go out into the world and be well-rounded, intelligent, thoughtful people and able to engage with people of all kinds of cultures and backgrounds. So in the name of achieving that, we have students take at least one science course, at least one arts or humanities course, at least one language course, and a core global perspectives and research course. Of those 4 minimum requirements, the other 3 exams that count towards your diploma can be from a range of other options. Those courses taken over the course of those 3 years include core courses in English, social studies, math, science, but then we also cater it to our students' needs. We actually have a course directory QR coded in the top right there that you can access, and it lists all of our programs. It is a very diverse program with lots of different and interesting content for people who have different goals for their futures. For instance, this year we introduced an ACE travel and tourism class for anyone who is interested in moving into the hospitality field, where students actually get the opportunity to plan and execute a real event. We just introduced a new ACE accounting class for students who are interested in moving into the business or finance field. So we are constantly adding to our ACE program and constantly looking for ways to better serve our students. If you get your ACE diploma, what are the benefits? Well, first off, ACE courses are just like AP and IB courses, weighted the highest with regard to your GPA. Additionally, for every ACE class or test rather that you pass, you earn college credit that you are taking with you to your university in the future if that's your choice. Additionally, the ACE program is highly flexible. Yes, we have those minimum requirements, but we want you to pair those classes with other things of your choice. You can take AP classes, you can dual enroll at IRSC, you can be highly engaged in career and technical courses. These programs are designed and meant to work together. We want you to maximize that high school experience by gaining as many valuable experiences as possible. As you move through your year in the ACE program, it is actually created along a cohort model. And so you will move forward in your high school career with learners who have the same goals, who are trying to achieve, the same pathway towards their future. It develops a real sense of community, comfortability, a sense of safety as they all learn how to collaborate and grow together. And lastly, and potentially our biggest, most impactful benefit is that if you earn your ACE diploma at the end of high school, it will waive the minimum SAT or ACT score to qualify for 100% tuition with the Bright Futures Scholarship. Currently, for graduates in 2025, the minimum SAT score, just as an example, is a 1390, and that is very high. So students who earn their ACE diploma do not need to meet that SAT score in order to get that tuition, and that can be a real game changer for students looking to build their futures. And what's more, we have an 80% success rate. For every student that applies to get their diploma, 80% of them are successful and earn that tuition. So a really successful program with a huge portion of our student population there, with teachers that really care, and we're all working together to build really bright futures together. I'll pass it on back to Janice Cizik to talk about our career and technical courses. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks so much for sharing the nuances of the Cambridge program. Like I mentioned before, you can do the Cambridge program and have access to that at the same time as doing 1 or 2 CTE programs. And some of our career technical programs include our Air Force JROTC. We have a computer science program that we're growing and adapting. Criminal justice, which is really cool. At the end of the course, when they pass the certification, students will be certified 911 operators, where they can walk out into the world and earn over $50,000 from day one. So for a student that wants to go to college, it's also the type of job where you could work 1 12-hour shift a week and make income while you're in college, and it makes a work-study program easier. In addition to that, we have auto technology. We have a culinary program where we have our own restaurant. And on Friday nights, football nights, during our home games, our culinary students produce food for a staff tailgate. So parents, unfortunately, you don't get to enjoy the wonderful food, but our staff sure does get to enjoy it. And they also support other community events throughout the district and throughout our county. We have a digital photography program as well, where they take family pictures and business pictures. And some of our students there have gone on and have been submitting pictures to magazines and have really been able to start their career that way. We have a welding program, which is amazing. Come out and check out our amazing beach volleyball court. It feels like you're at the beach. And all of the metal work there was done by our welding team, which is awesome. We have a digital video production, which does a show every day. Our medical programs, we have a CNA program, we have a medical assisting program, and we have a athletic exercise sports program as well. And then in addition to that, we have our sports recreation and event marketing program, which will go and compete with DECA. Most of our CTE programs are part of a national organization, whether it's Skills USA or HOSA for the health organization or the culinary one. And students do go all over the country competing in those things. Last year, our culinary program went up to DC to compete in kind of like a quick fire Top Chef kind of competition and did amazingly well there. So we have a lot of amazing programs that are available to you at our school, just like Jensen and South Fork do. You really can't go wrong with whichever high school you go to, but we do think that the Tiger Way is the best way, and that if you come here, that you will just be able to meet with great community and have a lot of opportunities so that you can maximize your experience when you're in high school as it propels you to your future. So at that point, I'm going to shift this over to South Fork High School, and I think I'm shifting it over to Dr. Shoemaker.
I'm actually
shifting it over to Mrs. Green. There you go.
Hi. So I'm Laura Green. I work at South Fork High School. I'm the CTE specialist, communications technology teacher, and also teacher of the year for this year. So I really love South Fork. It is our mission is to make sure that our students are prepared for post-secondary endeavors. I would say the highlight of South Fork is the pride and the sense of community that we build in a school that comes from all over. We feed from five middle schools in the district, and we take it all and melt it together. And some of our biggest things is just the sense of pride in South Fork and our community service. This is the second year in the row that we've won the Elevate Hope Raising Baskets. We were able to raise, I think it's like 568 baskets for our community. We do penny wars during our homecoming so that we are raising money for local community organizations and things like that. So we also offer different courses that will provide students with a well-rounded experience in South Fork High School with our IB program. We have AP classes, we have some ACE courses, AVIDs available all 4 years to support all these programs and rigorous courses. And then we have a wide collection of CTE pathways and academies. So we also have one of the first student-led thrift stores, and we support our community and our students in need. And we've actually even opened it up to communities to come in on certain Saturdays to come shop in our thrift store. And then we have a brand new state-of-the-art athletic facility. It's really, really nice. And we just renovated our media center as well as some other renovations that are going on our campus right now. We also have a golf course on campus, which is really cool, which ties into our landscape and ag programs. They maintain the golf courses. It's beautiful. And then we have over 40 clubs and 30 sports, including the beach volleyball, which is really cool. Like Janice was saying, it does feel like you're at the beach. And we have first year is competitive cheer. So those are some of the highlights of South Fork, and I'll turn it over to Joe Shoemaker to talk about our IB program.
Hello, everyone. I just want to kind of mirror what Ms. Cizik had said earlier. And one great thing about being in Martin County is like you cannot go wrong with any of the choices. We really are blessed to have the choices we do. And there's a lot of similarities between the programs. I think there's a lot of confusion sometimes. You know, I will say IB, ACE, AP Capstone, they offer the weighted credits. So like we have that in common, and there's a lot of really good things with the programs. I kind of want to highlight a few things about the IB program. I will give you full disclosure. I am the IB coordinator, so obviously I'm going to pitch the program as well as I can. And I have to be honest with you too, that, you know, if you remember the old Hair Club for Men commercials where they said, I'm not just the president, I'm also a client. all three of my children went through the IB program. So I'm kind of biased on it all. And I do have a lot of passion about the IB program. And just to give you kind of, my perspective on it, my eldest daughter, Madeline, is at University of Miami, $100,000 a year. And she was lucky enough to get a full ride scholarship. And she wasn't the valedictorian. She wasn't a athlete. She's not a virtuoso on the violin. She got it on the merits of what she did through the IB program. And then I have twins, and they're at Miami University in Ohio, because I guess they got confused doing the application or something and didn't know they knew what they were doing. But they're both going to Miami of Ohio, out of state, very expensive for it to be an out of state school. Not only are they going full ride, but they have a scholarship in excess of the cost to attend. So they're getting paid $3,000 per semester to attend. So my kids are actually getting paid money to go to college. Not a bad deal, makes me happy as a dad. So some of the highlights of the IB program, just how you earn the IB diploma. You pass 6 assessments. And what I like about the IB program is it's not just a one test that you sit down and you take it, because some kids are not very good at test taking. I mean, I personally was never that great at test taking. There's tests, but there's also a portfolio or a research-based paper the kids do. So the kids are assessed on a body of work they do, not just on a single test. And I think that really helps a lot of our kids that maybe aren't that great at test taking. I think it's exciting because the kids complete a student-directed, I would call it a thesis. It's an extended essay. It's about a 4,000-word research paper they do their junior and senior year. My daughter, Madeline, she did hers on zoonotic diseases and how they relate to animal husbandry practices in China and Europe. That was the final product. When it first started, she said, I want to do a paper on how diseases spread from animals to people. Interesting thing is that is what she's doing for her master's thesis right now. She's working on her master's, and that became her master's thesis. So she had that ability in high school to start exploring those things that she might be interested in and then just really develop it. Not all kids go that route. I had a kid last year do his EE on anime, and it was fantastic, and he scored an A. They complete a student-directed program called Creativity, Activity, and Service. This is excellent because getting into college now is really hard. When I was in college, it was about your SAT scores and your class rank. Now there's a lot more to it. The IB program gives you a chance to be very reflective and deliberate about what you're doing with your extracurricular activities. Get the acknowledgement for it and really put it together in a way that you can present it to the universities to help you get in, because the universities they're looking for well-rounded students. And I think all our programs can do that, and they do that. But I think it's interesting because IB provides a very deliberate mechanism for the kids to log that and be reflective of those activities. 80% of our students earn the IB diploma, and much like we said with ACE, that means the automatic awarding of bright futures as long as you have your 100 hours of service, but our IB kids usually leave with more like 700 hours of service. So that's never really a problem for them getting to that point with that. The benefits, IB is also an internationally recognized program. It's really student-centered, and IB uses a couple terms that I love because it's not just curriculum. It is about approaches to teaching and approaches to learning, and IB is very deliberate in that it separates those two things. As a teacher, I can tell you I had days where I taught my poor little heart out and nobody learned anything, if I'm being honest. And I'm sure we all had experiences where we sat in class and the teacher taught all day, but we didn't learn from them. And IB is very deliberate about separating those acts, and it really is about the way that we're teaching the kids and having them take ownership of their learning. IB also calls that voice, choice, and agency, where we're giving the kids the opportunity to really want to take the ownership of their education. And I think that's what's neat, is because it extends way beyond just the curriculum. They have the IB learner profile, and the IB learner profile are traits that you want in your neighbors, things like principled, caring. And we put an emphasis on this, so we're trying to help citizens that are going to help make the world a better, more peaceful place, which is the mission of the IB program. I think it's interesting. Florida State last year opened up a new scholarship, and it's only available to IB students. So, the other programs, they have their scholarships, but the scholarship, in addition to Bright Futures, they call it the Sunshine Scholarship. It's $2,000 per year, and it's only available to students earning the IB diploma. So I had a kid last year reach out to me, and he was really excited because going into it, we didn't know they were going to have this scholarship. They announced it over the summer, and I had a kid reach out to me and say, wow, like I'm kind of surprised here because my tuition is knocked down by $2,000 because I have my IB diploma. And I think that says a lot about how the universities feel about the IB diploma too. Our students were accepted at the top Florida schools at a rate that was 3 times higher than the general population. So, for example, UF and Florida State have become very competitive. They have about a 20% acceptance rate. Our IB students from last year had a 63% acceptance rate. So you were 3 times more likely to get into those competitive Florida schools as an IB student as compared to the general population. So I think that's a great benefit. And I always tell kids, I can't guarantee anything because 63% isn't 100%, but it's better than 20%. Research shows that IB students demonstrate greater completion rate than the general population. So you go through 4 years of college, you are much more likely to finish that high school, that 4 years of college as an IB student than the general population. And then one thing that I think is exciting, we have an amazing team at our school. We're providing the exact same services that college counselors provide. We're working with the kids on their personal statements, on their personal essays. We're working with them very closely on their college applications. I have a family that was paying $3,000 for a college counselor, and they came back and they said, you guys did everything and more than the college counselor did. So I'm excited about the fact that we're providing that opportunity, and I think that that's also reflected in the high acceptance rate of our students. So I will say that there's way more information I have about IB. If you do a Google search, it's the easiest way for me to tell you this. Just look up Martin County, South Fork. We're the first thing that pops up. And I have a lot of information. There's a great video there from the admissions officer at Stanford talking about why Stanford likes the IB diploma. And I think that in December, we may have a little bit more of an information about IB. So that wraps it up for me. And I'm going to hand it back over to whoever's next.
All right, I'm back, Laura Green again. So I'm going to talk as the career technical specialist at South Fork about our academies. So we're really known for our hands-on community impact. All of our academies, we have 10 that we offer right now. And of all those 10, just like the other schools said, you can earn those articulation credits, certifications in each area, graduation honor cords, things that the kids will benefit from in any pathway that they choose. So one of the things that we have at South Fork that's different, we have a vet assisting program that runs a doggy daycare. So staff of our school can drop off their pets and they get taken care of and baths, and students get hands-on experience with animals before they even step into a vet office. We have students that work for local vet offices earning on-the-job training, which leads to high school credit. They earn clinical hours towards their CVA, and then they also compete in FFA programs. And we have a huge landscape and agritech program at South Fork as well. We have a huge plant nursery that has 2 container nurseries. Our students also do OJT opportunities in there and compete in FFA. We have a golf course on campus, like I mentioned before, and we have a caddy program coming soon. We were awarded over $2 million to upgrade that area of our campus so that we can provide more services in that golf course community that's so well known around our area. Our construction program, we build stages for the plays. They create student businesses for auction items. They just built like Thanksgiving turkeys, and each of the students gets to pick a business that they run and make a product and market it, build it and sell it. So they're learning the process to become entrepreneurs in that area as well. In our automotive program, they work on real cars. They also work in marine mechanics now too. So they're working on boat engines and everything that's local to our area. They do repair our staff's cars at cost. And then they put on a car show each year. This year it'll be our 3rd one. It's in March. It's very exciting. So many people come out. We are the only school to have Army JROTC. And they have a competitive rater program that competes in different obstacles and different tasks almost every weekend. They do our color guard for our events on campus. They manage the football parking. We have an obstacle course in the back of our school for our JRTC and a dedicated weight area. So they live there. They're there all the time. I am the communications technology teacher. My students also create the yearbook. So they're learning real life skills for creating, marketing, selling, publishing, editing, revising. It's totally student facilitated. I have editors in chief that make decisions, and I'm just the yes or no person. Um, and then I have 2 students that actually work for Student Supporting Schools, which Ms. Barros actually runs, and they take pictures and get paid by the school district to do that. And then we have our digital video program that also does our daily news. They have a really cool giant studio that you can see pictured on the slide with a full set green screen. The students there learn every position and prepare themselves for working in video production. We have HVAC, which does heating, air condition, which is very big demand here and especially in Florida. They just were awarded the state-of-art brand new hands-on simulators that students are actually getting to put their hands on units that they would see out in the real world. We also have a CCMA and CNA program, just like the other 2 schools. Our CCMA program is a little bit different, but they do real clinical hours with hands-on with real patients. I actually have a student that's in my pathway and the medical pathway, and she said that it was just so cool to step into an actual facility and meet with a real patient, because she said it just puts so much more emphasis on the program and the skills that they've learned there, and it becomes real for them to actually interact with real patients. We have brand new Anatops tables, which are at all 3 high schools, but they're really, really cool. You can see pictured. They can actually dissect things and get hands-on. And then they are part of HOSA as well. And then all of our CTE academies, students can apply to be part of National Technical Honor Society, which gives them exclusive rights for scholarships, recommendation letters, honor cords, and all that information. So yeah, thank you so much. And I think I'm turning it back over to Danielle.
I think I'm going to get to take the questions. We have not had many questions posed in the chat, so feel free to add questions into the chat now. We did anticipate some questions that we think are frequently asked, and the most popular question is, what application is required for my student to be approved for a specialty pathway program? So this is it. The application that we showed you earlier in the call, the one that we said is easy as 1, 2, 3, logging into Focus, completing the application and submitting, that will be the choice application. So a second application will not be needed. So once you are approved for a specialty pathway in a school you are not zoned for, that is the only requirement to be able to choice to the school. Then of course you'd need to enroll in that school if you were to be accepted. If that is the case, you will get the information on how to do that. And in-county transfers are a little bit easier to enroll. Another question that we were anticipating is, can my student participate in more than one specialty pathway at one time? That's an excellent question, and we're really proud and happy to say that absolutely, many of our students do. Think of the AP Capstone, the IB Diploma, and the ACE or Cambridge Diploma as academic collegiate pathways. So those will take a lot of the subject areas that most people are accustomed to. So your math, science, social studies, ELA, English. And those courses fit that part of the schedule. Sometimes those courses can fit into the elective part of the schedule as well. Then the CTE, or the career academies, including JROTC, those fit into the elective of the student schedule. So we have many students who will do a collegiate pathway, and also 1, 2, or even sometimes we have students graduate with 3 specialty pathways that they've fit into their overall schedule. So that's an absolute yes. Let's see if we have any. Oh, when will families be notified that they've been accepted? So the goal is to process these applications mid or late January. And as soon as they are processed, then families will be notified. Families will have 10 school days to accept or decline their seat offer. And so that will happen in late January. Let's see, do we have any other questions in the chat? I know earlier we had a question. Thank you so much to Ms. Sawchek who answered. The question was, are ACE diplomas only accepted in Florida? And so she's answered, I'll read for all, that most universities, both in state and out of state, do accept ACE credits, similar to the IB and AP courses. So the Bright Future Scholarship is only applicable here in Florida, though. Let's see, I thought of some other things that you may be wondering or didn't realize you were wondering. So the application will open December 1st. At that time, it's a window, so you do not need to be awake at 12:01 on December 1st thinking that first come, first serve. It will be a window, and those applications will be reviewed when the window closes. Now, you might be wondering if you submit multiple applications, if that increases your chances. It does not. You will override your previously submitted application if you do that. And not that this is, it's a window, so your timestamp is not super important. But the reason why I wanted to share that is because your child might change their mind within the time of the early application window. So if that is the case and you realize you've made a mistake, you can submit again during the window and it will override the previous submission. We thought that maybe someone would ask the question regarding, what if my child is accepted into a seat in a specialty pathway at a non-zone school, and then my child determines they're not interested in that pathway any longer? So that I know these seats are limited, so if someone's choosing in a school they're not zoned for, they'd need to be in a specialty pathway. And so they would need to speak with their counselor, and there might be a possibility at the end of a school year to change into a different specialty pathway within that school.
Lana, we do have another question in the chat.
Great.
It says, when will 8th graders meet with guidance counselors to make their freshman schedules?
Great. This is an exciting question and an exciting time for parents. So 8th graders typically meet with the high school counselors around the time of spring break. So our high school counselors meet with all of the upperclassmen first, and then they go into the public middle schools and meet with each individual 8th grader. It's usually mid-March. I would say mostly before and maybe right directly after spring break. It looks like we have another question here. Dr. Shoemaker might be the best to answer this one. Can a student join the IB program mid-year or even sophomore year, or do they have to decide now?
That's a great question. So the IB diploma program, where we're actually getting the IB classes, starts during junior and senior year. So we try to have 9th and 10th grade year be pre-IB, where we're getting them ready for the rigor of the diploma courses in grades 11 and 12. So yes, we can bring people in at different points in the year. And I have had some kids that weren't doing IB that switched over their sophomore year at the very end and made a decision. And they were able to get caught up. So we'll work with people. We want to give the opportunity to all the students that want to take the opportunity. And a quick word on that is, IB says the biggest indicator of success in IB is not innate intelligence, but it's your drive and your willingness to try the program.
Thank you. Mrs. Vogel, did you want to add something?
I just wanted to say that all 3 of the high schools will have freshman previews starting in February. So we will have those open houses at our schools so everyone can come and see what we're going to offer for the rising 9th graders coming out of 8th grade, and keep an eye out for dates and postcards, and we'll get it all out on social media from all 3 high schools. So no parent will be in the dark, and every parent's welcome to go to all 3 of them to see what's offered again at all 3 schools. So this is not the only time you're going to see this information.
Thanks for sharing that, Principal Vogel. You made me think of another thing for parents to know, especially those rising 8th graders who are heading to high school. We will be providing some school day information to all 8th graders between now and mid-January so that they too will have access to tidbits of information about each one of the pathways. So that is important for everyone to know. We also have a website. If somebody could probably put our webpage right in the chat for families with all of the information and hyperlinks to each one of the specialty pathways. I am going to address a question that I'm not surprised no one asked, but it's important that I share. You might be wondering if there is a car show before March, and there is. There is one this Saturday. So our Martin County High School automotive program is hosting a car show from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Martin County High School. And in addition to that car show that's organized by the instructors and the students, the culinary students will be there with food that they've prepared or organized and for sale. And then we'll also have our photography students will be setting up a studio and doing headshots and family photos, $20 for 10 images. So we're really proud of that work in Career and Tech Ed. All of our schools have those kind of events happening in their CTE programs. It just so happened that it was this week, and I wanted to give a plug for the event. So we hope to see you there.
Ms. Barros, there were 2 additional questions posted in the Q&A by Ella Hunter. One
okay.
was, can students change their course pathways later if needed? And then her second question was, what are the graduation and college acceptance rates?
So those are really 2 great questions. So I'll address the first one. Let's see. Can students change their course pathways later if needed? We do encourage a full year in a program. So the way the high school schedule works is it is full credit. There's few semester long courses. So to shift during a school year is not encouraged. It's probably, I would even say it's discouraged. But once the year is over and towards the end of the year, students are able to agree to continue or to not. After they've been in a program, and I'm speaking from a CTE lens right now, once they've been in a program for 2 years, we highly encourage them to complete. So there is great benefit to a student completing 3 courses in a program. Not only do they have access to an additional Bright Future scholarship, they also have access to articulation credit at Indian River State College, and that comes with 3 courses. So once they do those 3 courses, they graduate from their high school. If they were to matriculate to Indian River State College, they would be able to get additional credit on their transcript for the work they did in their Career and Tech Ed program. And that comes with 3 courses. So I would say we would discourage it after 2 years. I don't know if anyone here would want to unmute themselves to share about maybe shifting a course pathway related to the academic program.
Just to mirror what you were saying, with the IB program, like definitely not something to do mid-year, and have discussions at the end of the years with it.
For the ACE program at Martin County, we actually work very closely with parents and students, tracking every single student's path on towards their diploma. And so students and parents get very regular check-ins with tangible tools for them to follow along with. Again, we don't recommend dropping a program midpoint, but there are off-ramps. If you're no longer interested in pursuing the diploma or you don't think it's for you, there are off-ramps, supports. But we always try to encourage students to ask for help, have tutoring, have a mentor, join the AVID program for additional support. We want our students to succeed. So, we want them in there for the long haul, but there are exit ramps if necessary.
Well, thank you. That concludes tonight's presentation. I have the screen up for you. Hopefully you were able to take a picture of that. In case you have more questions, you can contact our school representatives there. Miss Barrows has one more question.
Sorry, I think Miss Ella Hunter had one more question, so I did want to take the opportunity to address that. So one of her questions was, what are the graduation rates? So I did pull up the information on the Department of Ed page for our graduation rates. So I'm just finding them right now. So let me see if I can get it fast enough. The graduation rate for Martin County High School is 93%. At South Fork last year, we had an 89% graduation rate. And then at Jensen Beach High School, let me see where you are on this list. 97% graduation rate. And in terms of the college acceptance rates, that is not something that I am familiar with that it's tracked. But what I will do is get your information. And if we do have that available to us, I could get that information to you. So I think you might be able to private message us. And if you give me your contact information, I'll follow up with you. So I don't think we have any other further questions that I see, Miss Farrell. So I'm going to pass it back to you.
Okay, thank you everybody for your attendance tonight. We hope that you learned a lot about the Martin County School District. And as you can clearly see, you can't go wrong. With whatever path your child takes, we ensure that your child will be future ready for all that life has to hold. So have a wonderful evening. If you have any other questions, you can stay on. We'll just stay here for another minute or so, but enjoy the rest of your night. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks for being here and spending your evening with us. We appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Excellent work.
Great job.
Stop it. Hold on. Oh, wait, we still got people here.
No, you went in as an attendee. Okay, they're not paying attention. Go back to the thing we're in because I think I saw something on how to close it.
You guys are funny. Get out of there.
Hold on. Wait.
We're only here because you called us, but the meeting was still open and there's still people in it.
I'm gonna, it says you'll,
Hi, Jessica. Thank you for everything.
it says you'll end the, it says you'll end